Welcome back inside Schuford Gymnasium here in beautiful Hickory, North Carolina. 1 point lead for Lenore Ryan over Carson Newman here at the break, 35-34. As we take a look at our halftime stats presented by East Coast Wings and Grill, it's about even, Blake. I mean, you look, it's pretty much a wash, which is why you see a 1 point game on the scoreboard.
Yep, that's what a 1 point game looks like.
Yeah, Bears hanging with Carson Newman, who's in the top half of the league in rebounding. Bears, obviously, it's been well documented how much they've struggled this year rebounding the basketball, but Bears shooting a little bit better from three, 1 percentage point better from the field, and 1 point better on the scoreboard. So LR's had a good plan for this Carson Newman zone. Let's see if they can carry it into the second half as we look at one impact player here for the Bears in the first half, and that's Naz Tyson coming off a 15-point outing Wednesday night against UVA Wise. 9 points in the first half, 3 rebounds and assists, but he is really turning into a shooting threat for the Bears.
Absolutely. I mean, he started the year pretty hot. That first month or so of the season, he was hitting shots at a high clip. Kind of has been in a lull for about the last month, so it's great for him and the team to see these last 2 games, to see shots go down like they have for Naz, and it's obviously changed the game. Just adds another scoring threat out there to kind of take some pressure off of Jalen and TJ, who usually carry the majority of that load.
TJ Naismith with 11 points on 4 of 4 shooting from the field to lead the Bears. Halftime stats presented by East Coast Wings and Grill. Also, halftime festivities were presented by Southside Power and Fitness. They provide an exclusive discount of almost 50% off for LR faculty, staff, and students. Experience what Southside has to offer at southsidepf.com. The only limit is you. Less than a minute to go before we roll here in the second half. I'll tell you about one more sponsor. Oz's Jewelers is your hometown jewelry store of 38 years. Oz and his team proudly serve the community with beautiful pieces for every occasion, from birthdays, proposals, and just because I love you gifts. Stop by today or like us on Facebook for exclusive deals and auctions every Wednesday. So LR will start with the ball here in the second half. And the Bears have been here several times before, including during that losing streak where they were up at halftime on good teams in this league. So what do the Bears have to do to finish the job this time against a really good Carson Newman team?
Yeah, just continue to do what they did in the first half. And we've talked today and in the past, it's just continue to put together 2 good halves, and to give them the best chance to win. And what they did in the first half obviously worked. Just continue to do that and dig deep here in the second half, and this could be the start of, where that script kind of flips, because in the past it's been, they've struggled. If they're able to play like they had the past game and a half, we'll be talking about a Bears W.
Yep. Feels like kind of an inflection point game in the season here in these 20 minutes that will decide this one. Tyson, who we featured at halftime, starts the second half with a bucket from the elbow.
He's done a great job there in that 15-foot elbow free throw line area today. I think he's hit 3 jumpers from that area so far, so he's done a good job operating in that spot.
Dyer, he can make this shot off the heel this time. Kangu grabs the rebound. I mentioned this in the women's game. This is Carson Newman's first trip to Hickory in almost 2 calendar years. The men's last trip, because last year's schedule was so wonky with COVID cancellations and stuff, as Tyson again reverses off the glass and in. What a feed from Johnson. And Naz Tyson opens the second half with back-to-back buckets. I think it's us in the graphics.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. Ever since we've started putting up those graphics, Bears have been having some good success. E.J.
Bush, a good patient move there to get Naismith in the air and lay it in, but the Eagles have won 3 straight in this series, but all 3 have been in Jefferson City. And before that, the Bears won 3 straight. So these 2 have split the last 6 meetings in this series. 2 out of the 3 Bear wins were here in Hickory. Naismith on the block, going to work to the shoulder, blocked by Bryant Thomas, who sat a lot of the first half with foul trouble. Tyson on fire to start the second half. 7 straight for Nas.
Like you mentioned, I hope every time we do a graphic like this, it
Goodness.
works out as well as it
Put
has
up a
to start
graphic for everybody.
the second half.
Career high for Nas Tyson. Ball tipped out of there off the miss. Brennigan can make this off the front iron. Carson Newman has been cold the last few minutes. 1 for their last 7 from the floor. Wilson slashes and fills it up from the lane line. 4 for 4 shooting start to the second half for the Bears.
Bears coming out, continuing what they did just in the first half and started hot against the zone so far.
This is the largest lead of the game for either side, 8 points. Wilson, tight defense on Brennigan. And a turnover. That is all Sal Wilson on defense there, forces the bad pass from Brennigan. And a timeout for Carson Newman. Couldn't ask for a better start to the second half if you're Everett Sullivan and the Bears as you take a look at Tyson's last three. That's deep.
Good start for the Bears as we head into this first timeout.
Chuck Benson takes the timeout. We'll take it with him. 8-point lead for the Bears after a good start to the second half on the Bears Sports Network.